everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of the Food Move Chronicles. My name is Talia, and I am a registered holistic nutritionist specializing in nutrition and mental wellness. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about stress, something I'm sure that we've all felt during the last year. I know I definitely have. And we're going to dive into how chronic stress affects our bodies. And I think that this is something that's so important to be aware of because it's so normalized now for us to deal with stress on a daily basis. But I think it's also important that people understand how negative the effects can be when you're always stressed all the time. So obviously stress is inevitable in today's society, especially. I know we're all feeling the effects of COVID financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's no wonder that stress and anxiety levels have absolutely skyrocketed over the last year. But one thing that we do need to keep in mind is not all stress is bad stress. We actually need a certain amount of stress to function optimally, because stress is the body's natural response to danger, known as the fight or flight mode. And stress is also, it's not the situations or incidences themselves, rather real stress comes from the way that we react to these events or experiences. So essentially, we need to learn how to manage our stress levels. So when we're startled or threatened, our pulse quickens, muscles tense, pupils dilate, our airways expand, blood pressure spikes, and blood rushes to the muscles, lungs, brain, and our digestion shuts down. So this is the fight or flight response, and this is what's getting our body prepared to defend ourselves against immediate danger or a stressor. So when our bodies are in this fight or flight mode, the adrenal glands located in the hypothalamus release stress response hormones, adrenaline and norepinephrine, which is guiding the body's reaction to the stressor. The adrenals additionally release cortisol, aldosterone, and testosterone, which increase blood sugar levels and suppress the immune response. And then most of our energy is then concentrated on handling the stressor that caused us to go into this fight or flight mode in the first place. So as you can see, there's many different types of stressors that you can experience. Some of these we have control over, others we don't. And oftentimes, one type of stress can lead to another type. So for example, say we experience a physical trauma. That physical stress can then lead to emotional stress, which can then lead to nutritional stress, and it really is just a domino effect. But it's up to us on how we react as individuals and how we cope with our stress. So for example, you might not realize it, but stress could be the underlying factor of, let's say, those aches and pains you're experiencing, or the headache and nausea you can't seem to get rid of. So as I mentioned, when we're chronically stressed, everything shuts down. Our immune system weakens, digestion shuts down, hormonal responses become out of whack, and then it just becomes a domino effect of how the rest of our body will function. And one thing that I do want to mention specifically is the digestive system, because this is the most sensitive and easily affected system to stress. When stress shuts down the digestive system, the body is no longer able to optimally absorb the nutrients provided from food, and then this can cause nutrient deficiencies. So when the body lacks essential nutrients that are needed from food, because the body can't make them on their own, our body systems aren't going to function at 100%. And then this is when all those symptoms and diseases begin to arise. So when you are continuously when you are continuously exposed to stressors, the fight or flight mode is always on, leading to an overproduction of stress hormones, which eventually leads to the symptoms listed. So you might be tired all the time, might have poor concentration, your allergies might be insane, you might be having crazy insomnia at night, and all of these could be leading back to stress. And as you can see, this is another really long list, and it's not always just symptoms, but it also can be diseases that could be related as well. So these are some common nutrients that are depleted by stress, and it's important to know that the neurotransmitters that are produced are responsible for regulating our mood. They're made from amino acids that come from the foods we eat. So if the stress is depleting all of these nutrients or you're not absorbing them, it's likely that if you have anxiety, it's going to get worse. So I say anxiety because stress and anxiety do go hand in hand. Anxiety goes hand in hand with stress, and it can be caused by many different factors, both physically and psychologically, as you can see. And then another thing too is there's certain things like right here I mentioned diet pills, asthma medications, caffeine, antihistamines, steroids, amphetamines. All of these can actually increase our anxiety, increase stress on our bodies. So, if your doctor or dietitian or nutritionist is telling you that you need to get a hold of your stress levels, I hope you have a better understanding of how harmful always being stressed can be. And I know it's easier said than done when someone says you need to reduce your stress levels. Like, yeah, no shit. But I do believe that that's when a lot of it does come from your mindset and being mindful of your stress and just giving yourself a daily reminder of how you're going to cope with situations. So now I just want to share with you a few simple ways that I like to handle stress. So for me, one of the biggest things that I've liked to do is replacing being on my phone all the time with reading a book. Just getting creative. That can mean reading, writing, painting, journaling, whatever brings you a sense of peace. And then another really important aspect is the food that we eat. As I mentioned, nutrients from foods are so important for us to even function optimally, physically and mentally. So when we're eating processed foods with all those chemicals ingredients, you're obviously not getting nutrients for them. So try and eat whole unprocessed foods like dark leafy greens, lots of fruits and vegetables, avocados, nuts and seeds. You will notice a world of difference, especially in your mental health. Same with moving your body. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym for an hour and a half every day. Even just getting outside, getting some vitamin D, being in nature, you will notice a big difference. Here are a few more: deep breathing and meditation, getting grounded, laughing with people, dancing. These are all just simple, easy strategies that you can apply on a daily basis. Now, after reviewing these, if you're still sitting there saying, you've tried most of these, they don't work, I would encourage you to consider working with a practitioner, either a naturopathic doctor, a dietitian, or someone like me. We dive deep into your health history, we look at all of your concerns, your habits, and then we help you get to the root cause of your concerns. And we create a personalized, more in-depth protocol that's going to help you get back to a place where you feel your best, both physically and mentally. So as a little bonus, I would love to share with you all a free copy of 6 stress-busting nutrients that will help decrease your stress and anxiety. So I've attached the link below, so feel free to subscribe, link, and share. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Food Mood Chronicles. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at Your Holistic Haven or email me if you're interested in working together. Thank you.